Many students at Carroll have after-school activities, but one student spends his free time helping others. Seth Lehman is a Carroll freshman, and after school he spends his time working for Kate's Cart, his family's charity. Kate's Cart is a local non-profit that gives books to kids while they are in the hospital. The organization, founded by Annie and Krista Lehman, is named for their daughter, Kate.
One of the reasons we started Kate's Cart was to make sure she wasn't forgotten. She would be 13 and 7th grader right now. But to be able to go out in the community and just tell her story about what she loved. And then now, since we're 11 years old, that story includes so many people who have been impacted by the cart. So to hear their stories about how the books made a difference in their life is just awesome.
Kate's Cart has 30 carts scattered in 20 hospitals in Indiana. On average, they pass out 3,500 books per month. Lehman, while not yet old enough to pass out books, spends his time labeling and sorting through books to get them ready to be handed out. Lehman also feels that working for Kate's Cart is an extremely important and meaningful thing.
Since it's after my sister, who died when she was 18 months of a heart disease, it's very close to me. And it's just our family thing, and it's always nice to help out the family and remember Kate in a special way.
While spending the majority of her short life in the hospital, what Kate loved doing most was reading. The Lehmans took this tragedy and turned it into the large local charity that it is today. Lehman believes that he and his family's hard work and dedication is all worth it.
Just know you're helping kids out and bringing smiles to their faces in a dark time in the hospital. That's nice.
Seth and Lehman's hard work and dedication has reached Rihanna Booth, a student at Maple Creek Middle School, while she was in the hospital.
It just made me feel like really happy and comfortable. It was very kind of them.
Kate's Cart is now giving away over 250,000 books to sick and needy children in the hospital. If you would like to get involved, please contact Krista Lehman or another member of their large volunteer staff. For Studio 415, I'm Andy Newman.
While sophomores and juniors took the PSAT and seniors had a class meeting, the freshman class participated in an event called E-Day. Freshmen listened to representatives from Ivy Tech, Junior Achievement, local universities, the military, guidance counselors, and the skilled trades. Assistant Principal and CFC Administrator Jeremy Yates emphasizes the need for the wide range of representatives to present every option that is on the table for students.
I feel like there's always been this big, heavy push for everyone needs to go to a 4-year college to get a degree. And that's not really the case that's out there. We have a lot of great openings in the area for positions in the skilled trades that pay really well.
The skilled trades were a major focus of the day, setting up shop in the CFC gym. The main organizer for that portion of the day was Greater Fort Wayne, which is a Fort Wayne-Allen County Chamber of Commerce and Economic Development organization. Director of Economic Development Adam Welch says that over the next 10 years, 10,000 jobs in construction and 23,000 jobs in manufacturing open up in Allen County. And a lack of skilled trade workers can cause major problems for the economic development of Allen County. Welch stressed the importance of the events and others like it in order to bridge the gap before it worsens.
That if we are not proactive and do not bring the educators and the businesses together to address this now with the younger generation, that problem will continue to get worse.
Welch says that the goal is not to sway students away from college, but rather to open their minds to the possibility of skilled trades given the growing demand in Northeast Indiana. Principal Brendan Bidding expresses satisfaction with the day. Even though freshman students missed scheduled classes, Bidding believes that even though students did not receive education in the traditional sense, the day was by no means a blow-off or waste.
And I think part of our job as educators is doing just that, educating. And so I really feel like a day like today, we've educated students on what it takes to get into college. We educated the students on what it takes or what job opportunities or career opportunities are out there in the skilled trades. We invited all the military branches in to set up during lunch.
Administration says the day was a success because of the time and effort put forth by the staff and students of CFC, and the many guests that gave their time to the event. Given the success, Bidding says that they are considering making E-Day an annual event. For Studio 415, I'm Andy Newman.
Operating 8 different food lines and serving over 2,000 students at Carroll alone, many people don't know how much work truly goes into making school lunches. Director of Food Services Leanne Kinneman says that most of her food service staff arrives at school before students do by providing breakfast and start preparing lunch.
My girls get in anywhere from 5:30 to 7, depending on the school, if they're a cooking school or satellite school.
Kinneman adds that there are 2 different types of school cafeterias, a cooking and a satellite school. A cooking school, according to Kinneman, is essentially a school that makes the majority of their own food from scratch daily, such as cakes and cookies that Carroll students have come to look forward to. Satellite schools, on the other hand, would receive their food from a scratch school through transport of a warm oven. There are 85 food service employees working under Kinneman, both satellite and cooking schools alike, with up to 30 subs at any given time. While some of the so-called lunch ladies might not have been doing what they dreamed about, but their hard work and dedication from their craft is seemingly unmatched. Rachel Gosher, a food service assistant here at Carroll, gives her feeling on whether or not she enjoys serving lunches to the students every day.
I do. All the kids seem to be pretty nice most of the days, and it goes by very quickly.
In order to make the food as safely as possible, Gosher and her colleagues have certain hygiene requirements.
Hair nets, washing and changing our gloves all the time, no nails, fake nails, no nail polish.
While this hard job may seem daunting at times, many of the workers had the same response for taking on the task.
So that I could be on the same schedule as my boys.
To be on the same schedule as my kids.
The CHS cafeteria will now be creating a new challenge for food service employees in the form of a new concept line, starting next semester. For Studio 415, I'm Daniel LaRue.
Every year, the Carroll boys basketball team, coached by freshman math teacher Marty Beasley, takes out their time of their busy basketball schedule in order to serve the greater Fort Wayne area. The community service project was generated by the original purpose of raising money for new gear through pledges from team members, friends, and family. The project has subsequently grown and touched the lives of many members of the Northeast Indiana community. Beasley and his coaching staff believe that the idea of a community service project, as opposed to candy or cookie sales, opens up the eyes of the team members to areas and people that they are not familiar with. In previous years, the team has participated in clothing drives, park cleanups, and even the move of a local church. But this year, they made the trek to the Community Harvest Food Bank. The food bank looks to serve a wide variety of members of the Fort Wayne community that are not fortunate enough to be able to buy their own food. Players from all teams, including varsity, JV, and freshmen, participated in nonstop work for 2 straight hours. Junior player Jackson Stenger describes his takeaway from the event as a whole.
It showed me what good I could do for my community and what more I need to do. There's so many people out there that are more unfortunate than us as a team. And
players and coaches alike participated in activities such as wrapping eggs, breaking down boxes, bagging produce, assisting patrons with their food items, greeting customers at the door, and directly handing food to the customers. The team, by the end of the day, served almost 500 people. JV coach and organizer of the Carroll side of the event, Shane Merriman, believes that the players will learn a lot from this experience.
I really think it's going to help open their eyes that there are people 15, 20 minutes down the road from us that don't have food. And I think for them to get to see how grateful they were for us helping, I'm hoping that from what they took away from it is a sense of accomplishment.
Merriman and the rest of the coaching staff feel this year's project, in comparison to years past, was extremely fulfilling and rewarding, and they may revisit it in upcoming seasons.
It was one of the best community service projects we've done. Everyone was busy, so I would love to make a community harvest a normal fundraiser for us.
Even after the success of the event, Stenger stresses that he feels the team could be doing more.
We should volunteer at least once a year because it doesn't hurt us. We should just get out there more than once a year, in my opinion, to help the community.
The Carroll boys basketball team plans on continuing volunteering in the Carroll Fort Wayne community for years to come. For Studio 415, I'm Andy Newman.
Senior Dresden Ginder and junior Everson Murphy started off a long and powerful 8-week journey on January 18th inside the stadium at Snowy Parkview Field. Hope and excitement filled the air as the 2 girls accepted their certificates and started their respected campaigns for the title of Student of the Year. The Student of the Year campaign is run through the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, or LLS. The society and the campaign aims to raise money for cancer research and funds for those who are currently in their battle with cancer. LLS has worked with big names such as former head coach of the Indianapolis Colts, Chuck Pagano, and local resident 5-year-old Christian Black. Black had the honor to be the face of this year's campaign after fighting his battle with leukemia. At the kickoff event, Shy Christian and family addressed the crowd with his plea for students to please help kids with cancer. That's just what Dresden and Evie have set out to do. The girls are 2 of the overall 12 Fort Wayne candidates and represent Carroll High School as the only school to have 2 separate campaigners. Senior candidate Dresden Ginder is well acquainted with cancer and felt that joining the campaign was the right thing to do.
I accepted my nomination a couple months ago because my grandpa passed away from acute myelogenic leukemia and my uncle has lymphoma, so it was good timing and I felt like it was something that I connected really well with and wanted to make a difference in for sure.
In order to raise these funds, Ginder has set up tables at Carroll basketball games, hosted a fundraiser at Chipotle, and even put on a dodgeball tournament. Her biggest fundraising event has been the dodgeball tournament, which took place on January 25th at the Ash Center. Players paid a $10 entrance fee and were encouraged to donate any more money that they could, with all proceeds going to her fundraising goal. Dodgeball player and Carroll Jr. Daniel Ricci wanted to participate in honor of his uncle.
The Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, which is near and dear to quite a few people here as well as me. I have an uncle who has cancer right now, and the society kind of raised a lot of money for cancer research, so it affects not just me, but a lot of people here today.
Even though raising money is the focus of the campaign, Ginder stresses that her goal is much more than a single monetary value.
My biggest goal is to just bring people together around a common goal in whatever way that looks like, whether that's events or bringing friends together. So it's a really good opportunity to bring people together, to fight together, rather than push each other apart because of something scary.
Similar to Ginder's efforts, junior candidate Everson Murphy has orchestrated multiple events and fundraisers. They include speaking at the Battle on the Hardwood girls basketball game and a night at Salsa Grill. Murphy was moved to join after hearing the impact of the disease.
I got asked to do it by a friend's mom, and then I accepted the nomination when I started to see people's stories and how blood cancer really does affect so many people that I didn't even know about.
Along with the fundraising events, Murphy spends time meeting with her support team. The team meets to bounce ideas off one another in the effort to raise as much money as they can. The team members also assist in helping Murphy in her fundraising goal as well. They campaign and raise money of their own on Murphy's behalf. Carroll Jr. Lydia Layden is a member of Murphy's team and believes that it is her duty to give back.
I joined Evie's team because I too am also really passionate about getting help out there to those in need at a young age. I feel like the more you do in your life, the more of an impact you'll leave.
Murphy says that when the campaign ends on March 6th, even if she is not named LLS Student of the Year, all hope is not lost.
Really, it's not about becoming Student of the Year, it's just that all of us are working together so that we can fight against blood cancers.
If you'd like to get involved in the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, please contact either Evie Murphy or Dresden Ginder. For Studio 415, I'm Andy Newman.
As the Carroll boys basketball regular season begins to wrap up, all eyes turn to a postseason run. The Chargers began their season with a win over Penn on November 19th. The team continued their success going 5-1 into the holiday tournament, with one loss coming in a close battle at Norwell. Carroll continued their run, beating rival Snyder in the SAC Holiday Tournament Championship to become the first Carroll boys basketball team to win the tournament since joining the conference. After the tournament, the Chargers have gone 8-4 with a current record of 16-5 with one regular season game remaining. Key wins on the season include Shenandoah, the number 1 ranked team in 2A, and arch-rival Homestead. The latest of these wins coming against Homestead last Friday night in a 61-53 thriller. The team's key losses include back-to-back home losses to Bishop Luers and a nail-biter loss to Snyder by 1 point. With the 2 SAC losses, Carroll was essentially knocked out of contention for a third straight conference championship, landing them a respectable tie for a second-place finish. Even with the disappointing SAC finish, senior guard Micah Kirk believes that the team has learned a lot from their losses.
Well, we've just learned that not everything's going to go our way, and basketball is about adapting to changes and adapting to what happens in the game, and the way you respond to an event is going to determine the outcome.
Kirk and the team remains positive with the belief that they are in a great position for a postseason run.
We just have to be able to play with our edge. If we can have a focused attack against the teams, we've done very well against them, and if we can continue this, hopefully we can have good things to come in the sectional tournament.
If you would like to come and support the Carroll boys basketball squad, the team hosts opponent Warsaw this Friday night for senior night with JV tip-off at 6 p.m. Or sectional play will begin at the Charger Fieldhouse on March 3rd. For Studio 415, I'm Andy Newman. On Friday, February 28th, NACS held its 3rd installment in the 50th anniversary era dinner in honor of the class of 1970, with doors opening at 5 p.m. Members of the class of 1970 received a discounted $10 ticket price, while the rest of the attendees paid the normal $20 entrance fee. Included in the price of the ticket was dinner and dessert provided by Carroll's own Blue Flame Club, musical entertainment from the Fort Wayne American Legion Band, and admission to the Champions Together and Boys Basketball Senior Night Games. Organizer of the dinner, Amy Thomas, explains that the event is all about fellowship.
We just want to provide a place for people to come back together, remember good times, remember their times at Carroll High School, Arcola High School, Huntertown.
Thomas further articulates that the reunion's date lining up with that of senior night was no coincidence.
Tonight is a huge night. You have the varsity basketball game, JV basketball game, you have Champions Together, you have senior night, you have the alumni dinner, and it's just a really cool, a band is playing. It's a really cool way for them to get a feel of what Carroll is today.
While at the dinner, alumni look back on fond memories and good times, as well as revel in just how much the school has changed. A member of the class of 1974, Mike Hahn, attended the dinner and continues to be in awe of just how much his old school has advanced.
Just the size difference it's tremendous, especially with the academy, and unbelievable.
Similarly to Hahn, former class president and member of the class of 1970, Bill Arnold is amazed at just how much Carroll has grown.
Wow, the building, the size, been around well since it was built, and it's so different now to come into the building. I haven't been in the building for several years, and I really don't even know where I'm at.
As the night went on, both Arnold and Hahn reflect on memories of Carroll that hold a special place in their hearts.
Oh golly, great teachers, just had a good time.
Oh my goodness, so many great classmates, the teachers, wow. Just too many. I really enjoyed high school, and I just have just too many to really single out just one.
Well, this is the third year for the alumni dinner. Carroll staff and administration plans to continue honoring alumni for years to come. For Studio 415, I'm Andy Newman.
On Thursday, August 6th, the Summit Athletic Conference released their tentative plan for the fall sports season. The conference constructed the schedule with the hope to not only start but finish the fall sports season. The plan, following the structure of the football schedule, had the stands closed for the first 2 weeks of play in Phase 1. In Phase 2, stands opened up to a limit of up to 2 parents or guardians per player or family. Carroll is currently in the middle of Phase 3 of the plan. While this decision was not well received by some, Carroll Athletic Director Dan Ginder believes it was the best course of action to extend the season.
It wasn't an easy decision, it wasn't an enjoyable decision, but we felt like starting with this baby step with no fans in the stands hopefully gets us to the point where we can open it up, and then hopefully gets us to the point where we can finish a season, not just start it.
Ginder worked alongside the Allen County Board of Health and other athletic directors and superintendents from the SAC Conference over a 2-week period to come up with this tentative plan. Everything was discussed, from no sports to a percentage of fans per game with social distancing measures in place. While Ginder and the rest of the SAC believe that they have come up with the best possible plan for sports, some parents have a different opinion. Carroll football mother Kristen Rickey believes that the call wasn't necessarily the best.
Well, it's obviously very disappointing that we can't even be in the parking lot, let alone in the stands, being able to watch our kids, or especially being there in case somebody gets injured.
Parents aren't the only group that has taken issue with the new protocols. Senior football captain Daniel Rickey also takes issue with the plan.
I really want fans back in the stands. I want my parents and my family to be able to come watch. I want my friends to be able to come watch. If we're going to be in school together, I feel like they should be able to come out and support us on Friday nights. Really appreciate Neon Nation all the time. So, I'm just really excited for that atmosphere we had last fall to come back.
The Rickey's concern is echoed by other students and parents around the NACS community. Ginder stresses that the decision hurts not only parents and athletes, but also the school financially.
It's hurting schools in terms of finances. I don't have a dollar amount, but there's no revenue to help pay for the events that we're having. And every event we have costs us officials and workers and staff members that cost us things, and we don't have any kind of revenue to offset that.
While seemingly many negatives have come out of this process, one bright spot is the integration of streaming services into Carroll's athletics. Ginder elaborates that through the use of the IHSAA TV platform that he has been able to accomplish a long-time dream of his.
So working with Mr. Johnston and trying to develop this and trying to push the envelope a little bit and seeing what we're capable of doing, we have a long way to go. We're streaming as many as possible.
As of September 2nd, Carroll High School has had the most athletically streamed events on IHSATV.org than any other school in Indiana. If you haven't made your way into the stands yet this year, please feel free to visit SummitCitySports.com or IHSAA TV for all your Carroll athletically streamed events. For Studio 415, I'm Andy Newman.
On August 15th, Carroll's live stream program held its inaugural live stream. The program started as a way to allow both fans and families to continue to be a part of Carroll's athletics. The program's founder, Carroll's athletic director Dan Ginder, believes the timing was right to get the live streaming service started.
This was a program that we desired to have for a long time coming in terms of trying to get it on board, or at least have the desire to get on board. The fact that we had no fans in the stands sort of sped things up a little bit.
Currently, the program provides live streams of a majority of the fall sports, from freshman football to varsity volleyball and more. CHS has streamed over 70 events and counting. These live streams can be found on IHSAATV.org, a platform that gave the most advantages to Carroll's streaming process as a whole.
We decided to go with the IHSA network, which provided us the software, the platform, and the location, one-spot shop, if you will, that once people are trained and know that they don't have to look tonight on Facebook and tomorrow on YouTube and tomorrow on the next thing. It's going to be all in the IHSA channel for Carroll High School.
The program has also branched out and covered non-sporting events, such as the walking of the homecoming court during the halftime of the Southside game. With large amounts of games and events going on here at Carroll, the program was in need of students to join and run the live streams. One of these students, Brendan Mullet, who joined the program recently, believes that the live streams benefit more than just the audience.
Getting involved in this will just have more experience and more like knowing how to do like everything and do a variety of sports, so I'll have more job opportunities in the future if I know how to do more sports than just one.
Mullet is one of approximately 10 students who have answered the call and provided the much-needed service to the fans and parents who could not attend games here at Carroll. As of now, the stream is simply one angle with the scoreboard, ads, and audio from the stands. As the group members develop their skills, Ginder has made attempts to incorporate the use of 2 camera angles and even live commentary.
We're going to try to add that play-by-play with the intent to make it as professional as possible, and knowing that we got a long road ahead of us to do that, to work through the glitches.
Even as the program continues to grow, Ginder envisions continuing to work alongside local live stream sports provider Summit City Sports at Carroll events, at least for now.
We'll probably continue that. Where we end up in the future, don't have that answer yet, but they've been great partners in trying to help us along grow our program too.
Even with many dedicated members in the program, Ginder stresses that he is always looking for more help. So if you'd like to get involved in the sports broadcasting live streaming world, please feel free to send Dan Ginder an email. For Studio 415, I'm Andy Newman.
School Resource Officer Kristen Lewis and partner Yachty will soon no longer be patrolling the halls here at CHS. Lewis has accepted a job with the Fort Wayne branch of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Lewis, entering her 5th school year here at Carroll, had no prior intentions of leaving, but the offer was just too good to pass up.
It was a really hard decision, actually. I was approached by some of my peers that I'll be working with in the FBI office, and they had asked if I would be interested in a position that would be opening up over there. So at the time, I took some consideration into it, learned about what the job would be, and thought it would be beneficial for myself.
Principal Brandon Bidding believes that what Lewis has done here at Carroll over the last 5 years has exceeded expectations for a school resource officer, or SRO.
You know, I think sometimes SROs can get a bad rap or be, non-approachable, and I think it's just the opposite of what Officer Lewis has done. She's been able to, again, be a kind of an opening, inviting person that students are comfortable coming in and talking with, and just an overall presence in the building to provide that opportunity for students to have somebody to talk to.
Whether it's building relationships with students, parents, and staff, monitoring the cameras, or checking lockers with Yachty, Lewis's job is to keep the people of Carroll High School safe. While her new job with the FBI will look different than the life here at Carroll, safety is still the #1 priority.
I'm going to be a task force officer at the local FBI office here in Fort Wayne. So I will be working in child sex crimes, human trafficking, and some narcotics as well.
Officer Lewis's kind-heartedness and compassion for the NACS community will be sorely missed. When looking for Carroll's newest SRO, Bidding and other NACS administrators will be looking for those same qualities.
The last SRO we interviewed a pool of applicants, and then we brought a couple of them actually into the building and let them tour around, meet students, meet teachers, and just get a feel for their ability to interact. And so that's what I envision how this process is going to play out as well.
While Officer Lewis is excited and hopeful for the future, she will truly miss one aspect of her job as an SRO.
I definitely miss the kids, just learning about their lives and what they're involved in, seeing them grow and make decisions, whether good or bad, just helping them stay on the right track. So just being around the kids for sure.
If you haven't yet been able to say goodbye or express your appreciation for all that Officer Lewis has done here at Carroll, say hi to her in the hallway or stop here at Student Services. For Studio 415, I'm Jeff Becker.
The Carroll High School Wrestling Superchargers, as they are known, have been a fixture of success in the Carroll community for years. This year, even with new challenges to overcome and the possibility of not even having a season, the wrestling team was ready to continue that tradition of success. After a few scheduling changes and cancellations, the season kicked off in late November and the team never looked back. The Chargers went on to finish with an overall regular season team record of 19-4. Along with a great regular season, the Superchargers finished 2nd place as a team in sectionals, losing by only 1.5 points to Garrett, a 3rd place finish in regional play, and a 4th place finish in semi-state. Much of this success, according to Coach Dan Briggs, can be attributed to the skill and leadership coming from the program's seniors. Senior wrestler Kyler Bills wrestled in the 220-pound weight class and finished with an overall personal record of 16-7, including the postseason. Bills believes that the program and its history is the reason for the team's achievements this year.
Just hard work up in the room, you know. We want to follow the seniors that led us, and we want to try and inspire the younger generation to just want to work hard and win.
Bills finished his season with a second-place finish in the sectional play, a fourth-place finish in regionals, and a trip to semi-state, respectively. Similar to Bills, senior Matthew Lepper in the 195-pound weight class has been setting the scene on fire. Lepper finished the regular season with an overall record of 17-3. In the postseason, Lepper conceded his dominance, placing first in both sectionals and regionals, as well as a second-place finish in semi-state. Even with this immense amount of triumph, Lepper admits that it came with its fair share of challenges.
So I've had a series of shoulder injuries, both shoulders. I have a partially torn labrum in this one, and I've dislocated this other. So I've been wearing this like big old brace thing. And it's been a challenge to adjust to wrestling like that, but I've definitely, worked my way to overcome it.
Another factor in this year's success was the dominance of heavyweight wrestler Reeve Muncie. Muncie finished the regular season with a whopping 24-1 record, with only one loss coming to the second-best heavyweight wrestler in the state at the time. Muncie is currently one of the best wrestlers in Carroll history. Muncie continued his dominance into the postseason, placing first in sectionals, regionals, and a semi-state. Unlike Bills and Lepper, Muncie does not have to worry about and manage his weight as excessively.
I'm lucky enough, so I'm like 10 pounds under already. 285, so I like to stay around 275. So unlike other guys that have to cut a bunch, I'm not like that, which is nice.
Along with Bills, Lepper, and Muncie, senior Evan Ulrich in the 152-pound weight class has had an impressive postseason, with first-place finishes in sectionals and regionals, as well as a second-place semi-state finish. Even with all of this success, the Superchargers get very little recognition from the community, as compared to the football or basketball programs. Bills, Lepper, and Muncie are all in agreement this is a practice that must change.
I don't really think that wrestling gets a lot of media attention, and that's just all across every school. Just from the news to like school attention, I think we deserve a little more credit.
A lot of people always, seem wrestling as like weird or, they don't really like it, but it's a very tough sport, and I think it could get a little more than it does.
Wrestling is just an underrated sport, doesn't get a lot of attention, and I might be a little biased, but I think it's the hardest sport, and it definitely needs more recognition. Our guys just grind and grind and grind, and we don't get any recognition for it.
With the season coming to a close, Bills, Lepper, and Muncie will all truly miss the Carroll wrestling program.
Yeah, the program has given me a lot of purpose. It's taught me a lot how to be a leader, how to connect with these guys. I'm going to miss like the home dual meets where we're all getting fired up.
I think, wrestling with all the friends and, everyone I wrestled with for, middle school, and the guys I met from Maple Creek, just been able to build that friendship with them, and I'll definitely miss that.
I'm going to miss a lot, just hanging out with the dudes, really. And this program's done everything for me, really. It's brought me up, developed me into the person and wrestler I am today. It's opened up windows for, me to wrestle in college, so I owe a lot to this program.
While this season may be over, feel free to check out the Carroll Superchargers next year for the 2021-2022 season, whether online or in person. For Studio 415, I'm Andy Newman.
Every day, junior student Brent Lavin walks 30 minutes from his home to school, arriving at door 36 before many car riders arrive. Instead of going inside to warm up after his long walk, Lavin insists on holding the door for his fellow students, no matter the weather.
I first did it because I wanted to do it for my friend. I wanted to wait for them. But now I just do it because it's kind.
Lavin began opening the door at the beginning of the school year. After months of holding the door for students, Lavin's random act of kindness caught the attention of Carroll parents, where some started to even post on the NAC's Facebook page. Many of the parents rallied to the idea of giving back to the junior student, stating to pick a day to drop off something as simple as a candy bar. Lavin, after receiving all these gifts, appreciated the generosity some students gave back to him.
The gifts made me feel good. At first I was wondering, what the heck is going on? But then I'm like, oh wait, those are for me.
Lavin's actions have a lasting effect on those who receive his kindness and can even change a person's day for the better. Lavin believes more students should take his lead and spread random acts of kindness around Carroll and the surrounding community, stating that there's always a simple and practical way of doing so.
Do some of the things that I do, like opening the door, be kind to other people, say nice things.
Assistant Principal Tanya Pickett was in attendance as students gave their gifts to Lavin and assisted him with the box to keep his items. Pickett believes that what Lavin is doing is very noble and agrees that more Carroll students should take his lead.
I definitely think what Brent's doing is noble, a very kind gesture.
Absolutely be great if we had kids doing that for each other all the time. But I would suggest that kids are doing that at Carroll a lot more than we would probably really know.
Lavin would like to express his thanks and gratitude for those who gave him gifts and recognized his actions.
I would like to say thank you, and it really means a lot.
If you want to be more like Brent Lavin and spread acts of kindness, it can be as simple as opening a door. For Studio 415, I'm Noah Shearer.
Project for Awesome, created by famous educational brothers John and Hank Green from Crash Course, is an annual video competition that unites video and content creators around the globe in order to advocate for a multitude of different charitable organizations. This year, the project raised $2.3 million overall in order to, quote, decrease world suck. Carroll AP Language and Composition teacher Carrie Weishart has taken this project and morphed it into an assignment for her class and other AP Lang students here at CHS. Weishart believes that the P4A platform plugged seamlessly into the AP Lang curriculum.
In AP Language and Composition, one of the many things that we do, we have argument, we have rhetorical analysis, and we have synthesis. And what was cool about Project for Awesome is that it really played into all the different writing that we do.
Along with the writing elements P4A brought to the table, students were also tasked with creating their own video in support of a charity of their choosing. AP Language and Composition teacher John Daggetts feels that the videos that students create and share are his favorite part of the project.
My favorite part is the videos. I enjoy the videos. It has a personal touch to it. So they use persuasion for the videos, and so that's definitely my favorite part of the whole deal.
While some students only use their videos for class purposes, others choose to share their videos on YouTube and other platforms for real-world application of their skills. Senior AP Lang student Nicholas Couch did this very thing, choosing the charity Kenny's Cows of Grace, an organization run by his girlfriend that raises funds for impoverished areas in need of livestock. Couch believed that the project provided a great opportunity for him to use his video skills in order to create a compelling commercial for the charity.
I decided to use my P4A video outside of class because I felt like we needed a commercial for the Kenny's Cows organization, but I also felt that if I'm doing it for class, it just makes sense to be able to kill two birds with one stone.
Weishart believes and hopes more students will take Couch's lead and post their videos outside of class.
I would encourage students to post their videos to YouTube, to share it on their social media. Every year I get to see over 120 different videos from different organizations. Awareness is raised not only in the classroom, but we create a better community together because we know what lights our passion.
While Daggetts would love to see students post and share their videos, he doesn't feel as if that is the only thing the project has to offer.
I do. I don't know if that's the be-all, end-all goal, though. What I care most about is that students see and understand, like, the things that we do in this class, the skills that we work on here in this class, are applicable and transferable to the real world.
As of now, the time the project is presented does not line up with the real Project for Awesome deadline, so students are unable to submit their videos to the contest. Weishart hopes to change the timing of the project in the future in order for students to submit their work if they so choose.
The problem we run into is that we don't do synthesis until second semester, and John Green usually has his deadline in December. So maybe we could tweak it so that we could actually have them enter their projects.
Both Daggetts and Weishart agree on the importance of the Project for Awesome project and plan on continuing it into future school years. If you'd like to create your own P4A video, be on the lookout for the deadline at projectforawesome.com or talk to your counselor about setting up for AP Lang next school year. For Studio 415, I'm Andy Newman. Boys basketball coach Marty Beasley has received an offer that he just couldn't refuse. An administration job at DeKalb High School would be a positive change of scenery for the Carroll teacher and coach of 16 years. Beasley ends his career here at Carroll with 5 sectional titles as well as a regional. Over his 16-year career here at CHS, he has fielded many calls and inquiries about other coaching and education jobs at other high schools, but none ever seemed to pan out or gauge his interest enough in order for him to leave Carroll. With this opportunity, seemed just a little different.
You know, they had opportunity for me to, be a dean of students, which I thought would be kind of a neat challenge. I'm out of the classroom. I'm not going bell to bell like I am here. It'd be kind of a little bit more flexibility in my schedule, get to know more kids in the building.
When making the decision, Beasley took a week to think through all the pros and cons of the Carroll job and the DeKalb job. Beasley stresses that the decision had nothing to do with Carroll or its students, but the opportunity that the new job offered. Beasley feels like while he made the best decision for himself and his family's future, he will truly miss the kids he invested so much of his life into.
I went through all the pros and cons of Carroll to DeKalb, and You know, we've got so many great kids here. I mean, our players are awesome. You know, the last thing I want to do is you know, leave them.
With Beasley's absence next school year, athletic director Dan Ginder has begun the grueling search and process of finding Carroll's next head basketball coach.
We try to get it out there as much as possible to get as many applicants as to choose from and see where we'll go from there. At that point, then we will begin to sift through applicants and look at those that we want to interview, and then we'll go through the interview process.
Throughout the years, Beasley has coached many students and led them to become not only better basketball players, but better people. Some even have been influenced so much by Beasley and their own personal love for the game that they have pursued a career in coaching basketball right here at Carroll, as seen in Seth Cook and Shane Merriman. Whether becoming a coach or not, all who have had the privilege to be under Beasley's tutelage are extremely grateful for his efforts to improve their skills and overall character.
Just everyone who's been a part of this program, he teaches everyone to work hard and work for what you want.
As a person, it would be definitely doing the community work like we did all season. The past few years, we went to the Community Harvest Food Bank, and that helps us grow as a person, helping other people.
I owe a lot of my success because of Coach Beasley. I was able to get a college scholarship because of Coach Beasley, and I got my job I have today because of Coach Beasley. So I truly believe I would not be where I am today without playing for him and also coaching with him.
While Beasley and his coaching strategy could be seen as intense and grueling, Merriman, Cook, and Berkey all have a favorite and fun memory associated with Coach Beasley.
My favorite Coach Beasley memory is we were doing scout team for one of the teams we were playing, and he was chasing me, behind me, going around a screen. And I feel my jersey get pulled, and I'm like, why is he pulling my jersey for? And I look down, and he's falling to the ground trying to grab my shirt to stay on balance, but he fell on the floor, and it was kind of funny. But
there's a lot of memories with Coach Beasley, but I'd probably have to say my favorite is when he kicked the ball across the gym because something happened in practice and he got really mad at us.
We're getting ready to play East Noble. Once again, we were in the CFC. A lot of the memories end up in the CFC. He ends up throwing us out. And then back then, high school kids would go to games. So I knew we played East Noble, so I went to East Noble. I see him up in the rafters, so I tell the guy I'm with, I say, hey, we gotta go sit on the other end. So we're on the opposite side of the bowl, then all of a sudden our phone starts buzzing, and it's him saying, hey, come over here, why are you just sitting over there? And then the first thing is he just starts laughing, and then we're like, why are you laughing? You just threw us out, you just screamed at us. He goes, you guys just needed a day off.
With all the years of memories, stories, and triumph, Ginder, Cook, and Merriman are all in agreement that Coach Marty Beasley has left a lasting and impactful legacy here at Carroll that will not soon be forgotten.
Coach Beasley did a tremendous job for us in so many different ways. I mean, he was able to, we could always count on Coach and his kids performing at the very highest level and competing at the highest level with class and character.
He has a great legacy here at Carroll. He's won a few sectional titles, a regional title. He's just a winner. He's got a winning mentality, and he wants his kids to get better.
I think his legacy would be as a builder. When we took over the job, I remember it. He told me the other day there was negative $200 in the basketball fund. He created that atmosphere, and he created the style. People would say, oh, you play Carroll basketball. So, I mean, you got to be doing something right if someone says you play Carroll basketball. Generally, that means you win a lot of ball games, which he did, and he created a lot of great young men.
While Merriman may feel that the program is Beasley's program, Beasley feels it is Merriman and the players before and after him that make the program so special.
It's never about me. This is never my program. This is our program as a players, as a community, as, you know, that was what we did together. It's the players. I mean, it's the players' program. It's what we did together. So it's not what I did by any means.
Ginder, Berkey, Cook, and Merriman all wish Beasley nothing but the best on his new journey and hope he has great success. Well, except when he's playing the Chargers, and hope that DeKalb is ready to go.
We certainly wish Coach the best up at DeKalb, except when he's playing the Chargers. Those kids and those families and that community will benefit from Coach in a lot of ways. So we wish him the best, and then hope to beat him in the sectional.
What he's doing is obviously working, and I hope he has a great season there. But when he plays us, I'm still going to have to cheer for Carroll.
I just hope those Barons are ready to come play. It's not about the X's and O's, it's about the Jimmies and Joes.
He's one of the best to do it. He's going to be successful at DeKalb. I just hope that community and those players buy into what he's saying. If they do, he will be successful.
After taking time to think and reflect over his 16 years here at CHS, Beasley would like to thank the students, parents, and staff of Carroll High School and express how grateful he is for his time at the school.
You know, I think it was an honor, a complete honor to be the head basketball coach at Carroll High School 16 years. I think that, you know, Carroll's a real special place. It's a great community. You know, our community support's been great. We've been fortunate. We've had some incredible parents in our program that let us coach their kid. And we had incredible kids. You know, Dr. Yeager and Mr. Hay, when they hired me 16 years ago, they let us do what we need to do for the program. And Mr. Dan Ginder has been awesome for our program, awesome for athletics, but it's an honor that I had to coach here 16 years.
For all of us here at Studio 415, we'd like to thank Coach Beasley for his multiple years of service to the students and staff here at Carroll High School and his continued support of the radio and television program. We wish you the best of luck, Coach Beasley. For all of us here at Studio 415, I'm Andy Newman.